Welcome back to Football Daily for this week's transfer talk. It's June, which means the transfer window finally opens up again this month. So let's take you through some of the moves that could happen as we enter the summer period. Where else could we possibly start than Manchester United? It's no secret that Erik Ten Hag is in the market for a centre-back thanks to the inconsistent form of Harry Maguire, Raphael Varane and Victor Lindelof, along with an expectation that both Eric Bailly and Phil Jones could leave this window. Whilst the club has been linked with the likes of Kalidou Koulibaly and Pau Torres, the most likely outcome sees the new boss raid his former side Ajax, and it appears that his preference is Jurrien Timber over defensive partner Lisandro Martinez. The Guardian have reported that United are already in contact with the Dutch Giants over a move for the 20-year-old who has 2 years left on his current deal. The 5'10" centre-back, who also has limited experience playing on the flanks, is still on his first professional deal, but sees himself valued at €50 million by the club, who he joined from Feyenoord as a 13-year-old back in 2014. Timber, who made his Netherlands debut a year ago, made 2.4 tackles per 90 in the Eredivisie last season, almost double any of the current United centre-backs, whilst his 1.7 interceptions also far exceeds any of his potential competition for next campaign. He also has a reputation for bringing the ball out of defence, averaging over 6 progressive carries a match. Ten Hag himself said he sees a future captain in Timber, who's already racked over 70 appearances for Ajax since making his debut back in March 2020, quickly developing into a key player at the Johan Cruyff Arena, making him the perfect profile of player to follow Ten Hag to Old Trafford. But United fans, we want to hear from you. Is €50 million worth it for the 20-year-old Timber? Let us know in the comments down below. Whilst Manchester United look to strengthen, their noisy neighbours find themselves in the opposite situation, hoping to keep hold of players that have contributed to them winning the Premier League in back-to-back campaigns. The futures of players such as Gabriel Jesus and Riyad Mahrez are up in the air, as is Oleksandr Zinchenko's. According to the Manchester Evening News, Pep Guardiola is facing a battle to convince the Ukrainian to remain at the Etihad into next season. This is despite the 25-year-old continuing to be a useful member of the squad, making 28 appearances across all competitions last season, bringing his total for the club to 128 matches since his debut in October 2017. However, despite the trophies, it is claimed that Sinchenko is determined to play more regularly next season, and the belief is that Guardiola will let him move on should he show a desire to leave. Although he has played almost exclusively at left back during his City career, he is naturally a central midfielder and plays there when representing his nation, and would like to take up that position once more if he does have a new home come August. And to add fuel to this fire, there is interest in Sinchenko from across the Premier League. The Athletic have said that both Everton and Newcastle are keeping an eye on developments, whilst Arsenal and Mikel Arteta are also fans. The Toffees are hopeful that their January acquisition of fellow Ukrainian and left-back Vitaly Mykolenko would indicate their intention to play Zinchenko in his preferred role. But as ever, you can't count out Newcastle. The Magpies are looking to turn themselves into European challengers over the course of one summer, and Zinchenko would surely be a starter for Eddie Howe's side regardless of the position he signed to play in. Valued at just £22 million by Transfermarkt, he seems reasonably priced. So if Sinchenko really is considering his future with the Premier League champions, he's more than worth going for. It's been a big few days for Chelsea as their sale to a Todd Boehly-led consortium for £4.25 billion was completed this week. This means the Blues are back in the market to sign new players, but if they're to do that, there will be some on the way out too, and record signing Romelu Lukaku could be amongst the first to depart in the club's new era of ownership. He may have only been signed last summer as Thomas Tuchel's side looked to challenge for the Premier League, but it's perhaps an understatement to say this season hasn't gone to plan. After 3 goals in his first 3 games, he would go on a scoreless streak until Christmas, before another one that lasted until May, scoring just 8 times in league action. Then there were the comments he made about how he regretted leaving Inter Milan, which caused Tuchel to drop him for 1 game. And it now looks like he might get the opportunity to return to San Siro, where he netted 64 goals across 2 years and won the Scudetto before his £97.5 million switch to Stamford Bridge. The Nerazzurri are interested in bringing back the 29-year-old and are due to hold talks with the striker's lawyer over a move, which is complicated by the fact he made the reverse journey for a lot of money last summer. The 2 clubs are yet to speak over a potential deal, which from Inter's perspective would have to be a loan, though it's been reported the Belgium's reps do have the intention of speaking to Chelsea soon to see how his future is viewed by the club. This comes amidst rumours suggesting Tuchel will be targeting new forwards, with the likes of Raheem Sterling, Christopher Nkunku and Jonathan David all said to be on a long list to improve their position. Maybe we'll hear more on those rumours as the summer progresses. One of the big stories of the summer looks to be whether or not Bayern Munich can pinch Sadio Mane away from Liverpool. All the talk coming out of the Senegalese sensations camp is that the 30-year-old fancies a new challenge after 6 trophy-laden years at Liverpool, with Bayern more than happy to provide just that. The former Southampton star might yet be the man to fill the big Robert Lewandowski-shaped hole in Die Rekordmeister's attack. Should Mane say goodbye to Anfield, the question becomes who Liverpool will sign in his place. Wonderful and ridiculous suggestions have been flying in, from Tottenham's Son Heung-min to West Ham's Jarrod Bowen. However, according to the Mirror, a more likely arrival will be Rennes forward Martin Terrier. Now, if you're scratching your head wondering who Terrier is, let us fill you in. The 25-year-old Frenchman has just enjoyed the season of his life, netting 21 in 37 league appearances. Only Kylian Mbappe and Monaco's Wissam Ben Yedder would outscore him in the entirety of the French top flight. It completes quite a career turnaround for Terrier, who was disregarded by Lille to Lyon in 2018, then sold on again to Rennes 2 years later after struggling to inspire for Le Gant. The former French under-21 star might not have the biggest profile, but he has all the qualities Jurgen Klopp would want in a striker. Equally adept on the wing as he is at centre forward, at 6 foot he holds a commanding presence to go with his technically proficient ability on the ball. He is also a pressing machine, averaging 18.4 per 90 across his career, which should suit Klopp's demands. Valued at £22.5 million on Transfermarkt, Terrier would be a bargain relative to the likes of Son and Bowen. He might not be the most consistent performer at the very top level, but Liverpool have a knack of elevating the potential of their signings. Red fans, what do you think? Is Terrier the man for you? Join the debate down below. Next to Barcelona, where it's emerged that, according to Sport, the club will not sell Memphis Depay unless they find a replacement first. This comes amid rumours that both Arsenal and Juventus are interested in the Dutchman, who's been linked to way of a move from the Camp Nou as Barca look to free up some of their wage bill. Xavi remains a fan of the 28-year-old's versatility despite his injury concerns, which saw him miss 15 games last campaign, something that didn't prevent Memphis from being the club's top La Liga scorer with 12 goals. If the former Lyon man does stay, then the Blaugrana would even consider extending his contract, so that they wouldn't lose him for a free when his current deal expires next summer. And this is something that the attacker is keen for, having said, "I feel at home here after one season and look forward to reporting there again." When subsequently asked if he wanted to stay with Barcelona, he simply replied, yes. So it appears that Memphis is off the market for the time being, although we know things can change very quickly in this sport, especially if they find a replacement. He might have only signed a contract extension in January of this year, but that doesn't stop Nabil Fekir from once again being a target for Newcastle United. The Frenchman has regularly been linked with a move to the Premier League, not at least during his Lyon days, but has continued to impress following a £17 million switch to Real Betis back in 2019. This season, the 28-year-old registered 10 goals and 10 assists across all competitions as Manuel Pellegrini's side finished 5th, their highest placing in 18 years, and won the Copa del Rey. Despite this success, according to Fichajes, no player at Los Betis is considered untouchable, but the club are yet to receive an offer for Fekir, who is currently valued at £30 million by Transfermarkt, a figure well within Newcastle's anticipated budget of around £100 million. The Magpies are in for a very big summer, and Fekir might just be the playmaker they need as they look to keep rebuilding their squad. We like this move, but let's wait and see what happens next. So that was transfer talk for another week. Let us know which are your favourite stories down below. As always, make sure you're subscribed to Football Daily, hit the notification bell and like this video too, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.